Good morning. We're going to today talk about putting a listing in the MLS. Here's the basic steps. We're going to go with the simple required fields. This is a quick wizard. The great thing about this one is just you only need to put in the information that is required to be listed on the MLS. So at this point, you're going to come to the screen. You should know your tax map key and you'll enter it here. It'll have our lister ID. That's usually the ID for the MLS. And we're going to go ahead and go next. Sometimes it pops up. So don't get overwhelmed. You just have to focus on certain things. And from there, you can continue on. So remember, once you're done, then you have to scroll back up and go next. As I know that this one is a land transaction or a land listing, I'm just going to make it simple. It's land, vacant. Of course, a house will have more details, but this will be the gist of the quick information. So you've got your tax map key, which you've already have that. If it has the city, state, it already pre-populates that based on what the county records have said. So that's always nice. We're gonna list this property for 22,000, and we're gonna give a 4% commission. You don't need to put but this happens to be a 4% for land. Remember, this is what you're going to pay the other agent, not you, and not the total. Just remember that it's the half of what the listing agreement says. If you don't put that, then the total will be the total amount that the listing agreement is. So make sure it's only half of that. So in this situation, the total commission was 8%, and I'm giving the buyer side a 4%. And then the listing date is today. Then we're going to do expiration. This was a 6-month contract, so it was February, I think, 15th. And there's no disclosure since it's land, and there's no association in this subdivision, and so that's a no. And what type of sale will it be? A standard sale. It's not a pre-foreclosure, it's not a short sale, it's just straight up land. Restrictions on purchasing it, no restrictions on purchasing it. A restriction might be that they might have a cap on the commission, they might have some kind of short sale, as you can see these little other checkbox, but since it's just straight up land sale, there's no issues and so forth. This would be a non-typical thing to put in, meaning that you don't need to typically put that in. It's a traditional sale and so forth. So then you've got possession, and here in Hawaii, it's always going to be upon recordation. Possession means when the owner becomes when the new owner purchases, or the buyer becomes the new owner. Sorry. Okay. Next thing is you're gonna ask for zoning. It already pulls it from the county records. Is it agriculture? I would say Nanavala is agriculture dedicated. There's no structure on it, and the definition is probably ag. I would when I looked at it, it was wooded. And then, I'm sorry, this property is not in Nanavala, it's in Hawaiian Beaches. And it's wooded, and there is clearing, and then it's fairly level, and then it's one lot that it's there. And then I look at the roads. Since it's in Hawaiian Beaches, it's county road. Since I look at the utilities, now this is, of course, they have no utilities, but they do have access to utilities. So what you want to do is overhead, and then they do have private water service there. And then since there's no septic or waterways, we'll just put none, and of the availability that's there. Then you want to do is, typically land tends to be cash, so it's straight up cash, and that's it for the check request. Then you want to put in the driving directions. Go to Hawaiian Beaches. I'm just using this as, sorry for the spelling, for just training purposes. So I'm just gonna make some quick notes. Great semi cleared lot. So we'll correct that as well. And then, since it's proper noun, 2 side-by-side lots that have been previous OUSLY cleared. Okay, so thank goodness my spelling worked out. And then you can put in a lot of other verbiage and so forth. Remember, so the driving direction is just how to get to the lot. Online display will be typically on Zillow, other sites. 2 side-by-side, this is the public remarks. There is a section to do private remarks, but at this point, we just want the required fields. We're going to agree to it, and then we're going to scroll back up. And then it's going to ask for, do you agree to post photos and all these other items, and these photos are not copyrighted. So go ahead and check box and go ahead and click on, you can drag and drop it, or you can go. So in this situation, I actually already had it in a folder, and I just told it what folder to go into, and then it'll pull up the photos, and these are the photos for the property. Go ahead and upload. It's processing. So as you can see, now it's uploaded all the images. I can go through and clear out any ones that I don't want. We'll just use this for example. We'll delete this one. And then you want to save all just to make sure. You can put your comments, clear lot, and this gives you a better idea to the buyers what the images relate to. So as you can see, here's the MLS number that it generated with the TMK. So we'll go ahead and go next. And then in this situation, there are several things you can do. You can attach a video or a virtual tour or any addenda or disclosures that you have. So that's always a nice feature if you have a house and you have the seller real property disclosure, or if you have a staking map, you can attach it as well. And again, you can do a virtual tour of the lot, and then you can put it as save holding status. What this does is this allows the property not to be listed, but for you to be able to add, edit, make changes, and release it for later. I could release it right now, but I want to make some corrections to it. So for the example, I'm going to save it to hold for status. And that's it. And then if you want to be able to release it, you go to release listing. You select the listing you want, and then it'll go continue. This is where you can do more manipulation and additional information if you want. There's a private remarks. Seller will not pay for staking. And then you up here go update, but I'm not going to release it now. But if you want to update listing and it's already public, as long as you have the MLS information, or if you want to just select it from there because it'll be on your select listing, and then you can go continue. That's another way to manipulate the information. Let's just say you want to change a certain text, or you want to add additional checkboxes. This is where you would do it. So hopefully this was informational and you understand it. Sorry it's so long, but the process is quick once you understand it. Mahalo for watching.